Okay. So, hi there. I'm saying hi to you,
Yeah.
but I don't know why I'm saying hi to you. I know this person. Um, my name's Beck Ronkson.
And I'm Beck Lang.
Yep, she's Beck Lang. And we're here currently in Newcastle planning our Life Myth workshop, which we're super excited about delivering in Newcastle later this year in November. And you can see we've got beautiful Newcastle behind us. You can see the Fernley track is there, Glenrock. And yeah, we've been working on it all day, and we're so excited, aren't we?
We're so excited.
So we thought we might just say a little bit about, firstly, what Life Myth is, because a lot of people might not know what we mean by Life Myth, and and then maybe a bit more about what we've discovered today, or why we're doing this. So,
and why we want you to join us.
Yeah. So it's a 2-day workshop coming up. In terms of what's Life Myth?
Well, it's like a blueprint for life. So there's lots of information in process work, which is what Beck and I have studied around Life Myth. But it's like this dynamic of energies that you find a part of, sort of fundamental parts of who you are, that show up in often unexpected ways in our lives and in the way we do things and how we are at work and how we are in relationships and even what happens in our body symptoms and addictive tendencies and our dreams. So it's this sort of pattern and dynamic of energies. And one of the things that's inspiring about Life Myth is if you can have the opportunity to actually get to know what this pattern is, or this dynamic of energies, you have choices. You can make choices about how you want to work with these particular energies that show up, or patterns that show up in your life. So for me, it's one of the most relieving things that I've ever done, because it's like these parts of myself that I was never particularly comfortable with and may not ever be fully comfortable with, I'm more comfortable with now, because I understand how to work with these particular energies that are just fundamentally part of who I am.
Yeah. I mean, there's something about these energies exist, like this kind of, I think that's what you meant, that's what you're talking about in terms of blueprint. Like, these energies exist, like there's patterns. When you kind of look at your life, there'll be energies and patterns that repeat, or that kind of, some of them just happen to us, and we just like keep finding it happening to us over and over again. But when we can really surface those and really pay attention to and appreciate them, and then bring them into our lives more explicitly, it feels both simultaneously more effortless, but also like it's more interesting as well. It's both kind of like what brings you joy and interest and energy, but at the same time it's also relieving and makes it easier.
And actually more powerful. There actually can be a source of inner power as well.
So we also thought we might talk about, well, we've been exploring this today. And we've been kind of, mapping out various different parts of the program. Do you want to say a little bit about what you discovered, or what? I mean, I've got some points here for you actually. Here's something we prepared earlier.
I find it hard to read and talk at the same time.
And it's my writing as well.
But that's all right. I just think, I just feel like, I've worked on Life Myth in process work for, a number of years now. And every time I work on it, what gets me every time is just how there's always something new. So something, I understand something differently, or I get an insight into something new, or there's something to be curious about that I haven't paid attention to before. And so it just feels like this ongoing generosity around understanding a bit more about myself and how to work with myself and to make myself sort of be the best I can be in the way that I am in the world and how I work with others in the world and how I want to contribute in the world. So to me, it's just it's this incredibly generous gift that we have to access and work with.
And it's reminding me, there's an Indigenous friend of mine once talked about having a story, being given a story, and that when you're given a story, then you learn more over the years, you learn more about that story, and you kind of get to know the deeper layers, you kind of unpack different parts of that story, and you sort of live into it over time. And it's a bit like that, it's like this story, this kind of life myth that is uniquely yours, and it shifts and changes over time. But it doesn't, I guess. Like, we're sort of talking about, there are key pieces that are the fundamental pieces that just repeat. And so the more you're in touch with them, the more you can be the full sense of who you are. And one of the things that excites me so much and that I get so passionate about in terms of this work is really putting people in touch with this so that you can bring all of yourself into the world and understand more, which when we can do it, it's relieving because there's less fighting different parts of ourselves, but also it's more effortless, and that's part of the relieving too. But it's also about, being our full selves and bringing that to the world. And I get so excited about putting people in touch with this knowledge, for this wisdom that you have. And so, that's the thing that kind of I just go, I want everybody to have this.
And one of the ideas that sort of drives Beck and I in this work is also an idea that is, again, from Arnold Mindell, who was the founder of process work, creative process work, is that the universe actually needs us to do this work, or it invites us to want to do this work, because it needs us to be these energies in a particular, it needs these energies manifested in the world. So
kind of like you were dreamed into being. You're called, your calling in life. In some way are these energies, and the more you can understand them, then you can use them congruently.
And that you're valuable. We're all valuable. We each have a value, and it's really important for us to be supported in being able to be the value that we can be in the world. We'd love you to join us. We're really excited. We love this work. If you're at all interested, please come and join us. We'd really love to have you be part of this workshop.
We'd love to see you there.
Thanks. Bye.